Hello and welcome back, guys. What can I say? We have had on-off snow and constant hard frosts for nearly a week now. The dog absolutely loves it. He thinks it's fantastic. I, however, really do not. I am desperately trying to get Dublin fit and ready for a show at the end of February. If she's not fit enough to do the riding classes, then we'll just go out in hand. So basically, I thought what I would do is bring you along for one of our groundwork sessions. These are good because A, she can stay in a rug and I can stay in all my warm clothing. But it still gets her out, it still gets her moving around, gets her joints going, gets her muscles going. It's still good, and you can do 15 minutes. It doesn't need to be long at all. Now this will be the first groundwork session I have done with her since probably September, because we did our show at British Elite in September and then she basically just went into hacking mode. So I thought today was a good day to show you, because if she's not very good, then I can show you how we correct it and do it. Now, I am no instructor. I am in no way qualified to be teaching, but this is something that I do. A lot of people do comment on how well-mannered Dublin is, so I thought I would show you what I do, and then, it's up to you whether you go from there. So yeah, basically, I'm going to go and get her ready, and I will meet you back in the school. Ready. Right guys, so we're back. I've let the arena defrost because this morning it was too slippy, but got my mics because I'm that person now. We're going to ignore the winterness. We do need to be hogged. We are in a ripped rug, but it is also freezing, so I didn't want to bring her out naked. I'm in a head collar just because Dublin, we know what she's like. You can do this in a bridle if you're doing it maybe with a younger horse or not done it a lot. So I thought I'd start with our basic stop manners. So I'm going to do it towards you actually. So I'm going to walk away. Come on. And this is the cool bit, because people can still hear us, because we're cool with our microphones now. And basically what I like to do is have it that when I ask Dublin to stop, it's immediate. Now, I haven't done this for a while, so it's a little bit past me. What I tend to do is use my body as a guide. I want her shoulders to stop slightly behind me, so I'll just ask for her to go back. Good. And then we'll go again. We'll go the other way. Oh no, we won't actually, because then I've got to swap sides. Come on. Now you know I've got food in my pocket, but you're going to have to wait. No, not yet. Not yet. No, she thinks I've got food for her. Let's try it here and stop. Nope, that's a really bad one. Thank you. Walk on again. Ah, good girl. Yes, you can have a sweetie. Now you're very food orientated, so that always works for us. So basically what I then do is then use that tactic to go into my in-hand showing section. Okay, so before this one starts pestering me for more food, I'm gonna bring her round and present her to the judge, which is yourselves on the camera, and my beautiful camera assistant, who is Rachel behind, who's amazing because it's so cold and she's standing here filming for me. So yes, let's present you like I would for a show. Come on, we'll go to our beautiful judge. Now you will be in a line, so you will normally come out a bit like that, and I like to stand her square at the front, and then I like that back leg out. If they fidget, don't worry. I always keep things in my pockets, treats, wrappers, to keep her alert. So you've got your ears forward. And then our lovely judge would walk around the back, looking at all the legs. You then need to obviously practice standing still with your horse, keeping them distracted. And then a good manners is when the judge is behind, I will push Dublin back to try and make her a bit more square on the back, so the judge can have a good look at the legs. And then the judge will carry on coming round. Try and straighten up the front if I can, but you don't want them to look like they're fidgeting too much, so avoid it. And then when your judge comes back round to the front, you need to make sure you're moved out the way so that they can see all the front legs. So standing, practicing standing, practicing moving them back, moving them forward. I always, not a good example, I always try and make sure that when I finish anything I do, lunging, riding, I'll make sure she's standing square. It's always better to push back into a square than it is to pull them forward, because if you pull them forward, they can look a bit like stretched out like this. It's very elegant, that could be my thumbnail. So it's better to do it backwards because then they're standing a bit nicer. So walking on, practicing standing, making sure they're square when they stop is the best thing to do. Right, so now we're going to do some trotting. Right, so our school's not level, it's on the piss a bit, but fields and sometimes the arenas you get at showing aren't level, so I'm going to do the walk away, the trot back, and practice what I've been doing in the walk but from the trot, so making her stop and stand square. So my judge has had a good look. This one's wanting food, but we need to crack on, so we'll walk past our judge. Come on. We'll trot back to our judge like this. Let's go. Oh my God, you can hear me running now. I'm going to be out of breath after this. And then for the showing, you normally trot round the corner. Ooh. And then back to walk in your corner. A few strides of walk and stand. There we go. That is why we want to practice that they stand as soon as you stop. That's basically the idea, is that they are respecting your space, so I can walk Dublin with the loop in my rein or lead rope, and if I stop, you're so good, considering you've not done that for a while. Oh no, your food's all on the floor. So yeah, when the ground's frozen or we can't go out hacking, tend to come out with Dubs, do these little exercises. She quite enjoys just getting all the food, really, don't you? Walk on, and then it just means that you've got that basic ground manner, although this begging for food's not great manners to be honest. Really probably shouldn't use food. Oh, that was a naughty one. Nope. Back, back, back. Walk on again. Walk on again. And walk. Right, so this might be, it's because I have used food, that was better, good girl. But being on the inside, obviously when you're showing you'd never be stood on the inside, you'd always be stood on the outside. So we have created this little problem, but it's okay. We'll do a stop against the wall, and then you can't spin. Good girl. Once more on the other rein, just to make sure that we're not creating a bad habit. Oh my gosh, you have to excuse the sniffing, it is absolutely freezing. And woo. Yes. Now I know we're doing a couple without any food. So I did this with Dublin when she was a baby, everything, because she was very bolshy when I first got her. She'd walk all over you, she was very rude, you'd try and stop her, she'd drag you down the track. She was horrible, to be honest. But we used to just come out and play this. Gets her out the stable. There we go, good girl. And a little bit of a back up for manners. Back up. Again, this is something you can just practice. I did hand on the chest to push her back with a command, and now I can just place my hand in front of me by her chest and stand. Good, making sure that she's square in front every time I stop, and then back. She's looking for food. Back. There we go. Oh, and square in front, please. Oh, that's not very square. That's okay. Good girl. So yeah, that's Jim screaming. That is basically a little groundwork exercise that we do. Okay, you want to go back and put your pajamas back on? Yes, good girl. Right guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.